Okay, people, let's talk about one of Butch's favorite bowling matches of all time. Oh, yeah. It was 1961, Avenue M, a Friday night, about maybe 12:15, 12:30 in the morning. And we're just hanging out ready for the action, ready. This just happened to be a time in my life that I was bowling better than ever. Oh, yeah. I finally really came into my own. And I was bowling some serious matches against serious people and doing very, very well. Anyway, Bernie Bananas was there, and we're kind of just sitting around shooting the shit. And who walks in? From downtown Brooklyn, Irving the lawyer, with his son Dickie Wolin and Doug the Rug Weinstein. And they were big action. Let me tell you something. Irving was a little pudgy guy. Not too tall, a little heavy set, glasses, so on and so forth, but always dressed to the T's, to the nines. Let me tell you something. The fingernails were manicured, clean as a whistle, expensive suit, big money, big money. And they actually came down to bowl Mac and Stoop. It wasn't prearranged, but they just walked in figuring that they'd be there, but they weren't. And I walk over to Bernie and I say, listen, hey, Bananas, you want to take a shot? Come on. And Bernie happened to be bowling very, very good at this time too. And Bernie goes, hey, let's do it. Why not? This is our house. Okay. So we get set up on, I believe it was either 17 and 18 or 19 and 20. And we start up bowling for like 300 a game. I'm putting in about 50. Bernie's putting in about 50. And the other 200 is on the outside. Now, let me tell you something. 300 a game wasn't gigantic, but it was not small potatoes. I mean, let's remember one thing. You could buy a brand new car. I mean, I'm talking about a brand new Ford for about $1,500. Okay? A brand new house for about $15,000, $16,000. So just to put it in proper perspective, 300 was a pretty good bet. It starts going back and forth at the beginning. I'm bowling real good. I'm bowling anchor. Bernie's bowling up front. And I'd say back and forth for about the first 6 games. And of course, the stakes are going up a little bit. At this time, my partner Paul comes walking in, sees what's going on, and right away he goes, put 100 in the middle for me, and we're also partners on that 100, he tells me. Okay, well, that's Paul for you. And now I'd say we're up to about maybe 500, 600, 700 a game altogether. All of a sudden we go on a tear. I mean, I'm shooting just like 230 and better every game, and Bernie's shooting 210 and better every game. And at Avenue M, that's good shooting. Avenue M was not an easy house. It was a true house, but it was not an easy house. And all of a sudden we win about the next 4, 5, 6 in a row. And we take him for quite a nice, quite a little bundle, let me tell you something. And I'm not sure what we won. I think between me and Paul, we won about $2 grand, and that's big money. Okay, Irving, the gentleman he is, he comes walking over, shakes hands, says that he wishes Mac and Stoop were there. I don't blame him. But hey, Mac and Stoop were the 2 best in the house, no 2 ways about it. And Doug was a lefty, threw a big hook, and he could really pound the boards. Let me tell you, Doug was a good bowler, and Dickie Wolin, his partner, was a good solid 190, 195 in action. Doug was a little better, probably about 205, 200, 205 in action, which going back then in 61, that was shooting. Let me tell you something. It's not like the scores that go on now. So anyway, the following week, Friday night again, in comes Doug the Rug with a few of his friends. Dickie's not with him, Irving's not with him, and he asked me to bowl. Absolutely. We go over on the left side this time. We bowl on 5 and 6. Actually, that's a pair that I don't like. Maybe he knew it. He picked it. But anyway, I hit it pretty good that night. And for whatever reason, Doug wasn't really on. I mean, I never saw him bowl so inconsistent. I have to be very honest. I beat him. He's not an easy guy to beat, but a lot was going my way. And we took him for nowhere near what we took him for the week before. But the funny thing that happened, well, the reason why I'm telling this story, a few weeks ago, I get an email, and it's to my site, actionbowlers.com, the biggest in the world when it comes to action bowling, and it's from a friend of Doug's. He said that he read the story online about this match, and he was with Doug, and he read it to Doug, and Doug all of a sudden started to laugh, and whatever, and he said, Doug, well, you got killed, why are you laughing? And Doug goes, do you really think he could have beaten me on his best day? Let me tell you something, that was a dump. When I walked in that second Friday, I had a friend of mine betting in the back on him, and we took down enough to buy a car. That was sweet. Well, let me tell you something. It could very well be, because like I say, that Doug just wasn't up to himself that night. I remember that match like it was yesterday, because it was just so weird. I just felt that I was very lucky. Not that I was shooting bad, I shot pretty good, but still. But as far as not being able to beat him on his best day, on my best day, there I go, or whatever. Let me tell you, I took down some pretty good bowlers that year. I mean, I'm talking about Tommy Donato, I'm talking about Sal Palizzi, I'm talking about Joey Pick from 86th Street. It was a year that I really came into my own, and as good as Doug was then, let me tell you, I was right there with him. Now, years later, I heard in the late 60s, going into the 70s, that he became gigantic good. I didn't see any of that, but that's what I heard, that this guy was bowling the top bowlers around for big, big money.